Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another review for another awesome update, and honestly, I'm so excited about this update. I think it's another brilliant update. Now, of course, I didn't want to get any other video out today, because I knew that we were gonna get something today, at least. I thought it was gonna be something small for Easter, like a sort of mini event, but they are basically latching on Easter to this event, which seems what they're doing now. They're just gonna, like, sort of run an Easter event just beside the Secret Agents event. I have no clue what they're going to give us for Easter, though. I can't really tell, and there's not really much in the files yet that really tells me, but whatever, we can do it. So this is the new event, and this is the Secret Agent event, or Secret Agents event, and I've got to say, it's absolutely cool. So it's combining two episodes, I want to say, or two things. It's combining, not just two things, multiple things, but the main two things it's combining is the Scorpio episode, and it's also combining the Simpsons movie and the whole EPA kind of thing. So essentially what it is it's going to be like a themed event around this kind of Secret Agents theme, but it's bringing in a lot of the EPA stuff as well, which is, of course, a government-run organization, so it's not really Secret Agents, but so first of all, here we go. Here's the secret agents guide. So of course you have these little kind of agents guys that you have to tap. So they're kind of cool. I don't mind having things to tap. I'm not so bothered, but it does get a bit repetitive, I guess. But there they are. You tap them, and you discover new things and all that. If you move on here, we've got the situation room. So the situation room is essentially the daily kind of tasks that we're going to get. So you collect intel to reveal enemies' agencies, and of course you can go visit friends as well to do it. And you basically complete these dossiers, tasks to eliminate each enemy, and win prizes. I don't know what prizes we're going to be winning through that, but that's pretty cool as well. So there you go. That's really, really cool to see, and I'm glad that they're involving Scorpio and all these other characters, and they're involving a lot of new characters, a lot of old characters in the game. Then we've got the drone scan, which is like the mini game we've got. So here's like the little screen for it. It's pretty cool. And then here's actually in action, as you can see right here. So basically, it's like a what do you call it? Not infrared, whatever it is. Whatever. Is it? Wait. Whatever. It's a big scope, a big scan thing, and then you can see the agents there, and you have to tap them. Of course, it's a cool little mini game. I mean, it's not really much. It's not very challenging because it just kind of walks around them and goes around them. And it's kind of easy to tap them. So I mean, that would probably be my one criticism of the mini game. It's not very challenging. It's pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to be a genius to complete it. Then we've got crafting. So of course, here we go. Lots of crafting stuff. I mean, I'm not so bothered. I kind of like crafting. I guess that's why they're putting all the decorations now. Or most of the kind of small decorations. They're just lumping them into crafting now. I mean, I'm not so bothered. It's kind of cool, I guess. But I would like it if they kind of ditch crafting one year and they just saw what happened and maybe just have it so it's cash, or if there's like maybe have two currencies in the event. That would be kind of cool. So you have intel and I don't know like gun ammunition. I don't know, gun ammunition or silencers. That's a good one. Silencers, intel and silencers, and then what you buy with the silencers is the the crafting stuff. I guess that would be very similar, but you know what I mean. But I mean, there'd be like freedom. There wouldn't be any of this level stuff that they've kind of implemented in the crafting, which I'm not a massive fan of. But you know what? Every event seems to do it, so I can't really say this brings this event down. Then we have the Environment Protection Agency. This is the situation room thing again. That doesn't really matter. Sorry, just ignore that. Well, that's another view of it. Of course, it's the whole completed stuff. So yeah, that's all the technical stuff, I think. That's all like the actual game stuff. So let's get into the content. So first of all, I just want to quickly mention, of course, they gave us a new strip of land, which I'm really glad they did. They really did. I think for all the stuff that they gave us. Of course, they gave us 2 massive strips of land. Oh no, sorry, 3 massive strips of land in the Around the World event, or the Destination Springfield event, and that was really, really cool, and I'm glad they gave us 2 strips of land there. But I mean, I wasn't expecting that much in this event, but they gave us 1 strip, which I think it's probably about enough, to be honest. I think that's about enough. They didn't need to give us 2 strips. The 1 strip's enough. My point is, I'm glad they gave us at least 1. So next up we have we'll go through all the characters. How about? So first of all, the first sort of one we can get is the camera hat Homer. It's a skin for Homer, of course. I mean, it's a quite generic one. It's not very creative, and it's a bit bland. So I'm not gonna say this skin's amazing. I think it's a pretty crappy skin, really. It's not terrible, but I mean, it's not amazing. And that cost you donuts as well. Whatever. Whatever, that one was there. We have actually got a costume for Hank Scorpio, which I never thought they'd give us, which is Mastermind Hank Scorpio. I think this was actually in the comic series as well, though. I don't know if it was just in the comics series or if it was in the TV show, but it was definitely not. I don't think it was ever in the episode anyway, the main episode that he's in. So I gave myself a promotion. Everyone gets a raise. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And there's quite a few tasks for him, and questline's kind of weird, but whatever. It's weird how big the questline is for that. And then the final prize of Act 1, I forgot to show the Act 1, but you guys know what the Act prizes look like. The final prize is actually Agent Bont, who's an Agent Bond parody. I've talked about him before in my the sort of Hank Scorpio episode event and mini event that I talked about, my idea. Of course, I talked about him, and he's not a massive character. He's only there for a few seconds, to be honest, but he's quite significant. He's quite memorable. So I'm glad they gave him at least some tasks. And he's the final prize. He's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. And then, so let's go through all the other characters that we haven't unlocked thus far. So we have Secret Agents. So this is the first one. That first kid there, I had his name before. His name is, he's like a communist spy. I forget. He's like the episode where he's like this communist spy, of course. I forgot his name though. Hang on, I don't know what his name is. But there you go. He's there. He's kind of cool. We've got next to Homer, we've got Agent Bond there. We got I don't even know who these two guys are. These other two on to the left. I guess they're both James Bond sort of parodies. Well, at least the one on the left definitely is. I don't know about that other one. Well, it feels like one anyway. It feels like the Martini thing. I don't know who these two characters are. I don't really know them. I can't identify them. The wiki's not updated yet, so I can't really tell you the names. But there they are. There they are. I don't know. They're nobodies to me. So I mean, I can't really. Just on that judgment alone, I can say I don't think they're very good characters. But I mean, there's two I know there anyway. There's two that aren't obviously the stupid Homer hat thing. Moving on, we have super villains. So here are the first four. So of course you have Hank, you have Russ Cargill, who's actually the main antagonist in the Simpsons movie, which I think is really, really cool that they've given us. We have Miss, I forget her name. I think what was her name? Fies. It was something Fies. It was like a James Bond. Hang on. But she's called something different, I think, in Tapped Out, I think. But she is in Hank Scorpio. Mrs. Goodfies, that's it. Mrs. Goodfies? Yeah, that's her. So yeah, she's a character. She's like someone who works for Hank Scorpio. Of course, she's the guy who tries to who recruits Homer. So yeah, it's kind of cool to get her. We're getting her in her underwear though, which is a bit weird. Whatever. We got this other girl. I don't know who she is either. The girl with the spiky metal ball thing on the chain. I don't know who she is either. She's a nobody to me as well. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who she is. If you do, please tell me. And then after that, if you scroll across, because it's quite a big one, we've got some little, like, I don't know what he is, just some little goony guy. He looks like he's some sort of, well, he's definitely some sort of villain. And then we've got, like, a cyborg guy. I don't know any of these characters. That's the problem, my one criticism about this whole event thus far, is I don't know any of these characters. But the characters I do know is the next category, which is the university nerds. So we've got Benjamin, Doug, and Gary. Benjamin is the one on the left. Doug and Gary. Gary's the black one. Doug's the guy in the middle. So they're really cool. I'm glad we're getting them. There's some big characters. They are ones I definitely really wanted. Ones I really wanted to see. So I'm really glad that we are getting those three guys. I don't know when they're going to come in. They might be in Easter, to be honest. I don't know how they're going to fit into this secret agent thing. They might. I presume they might be like a bundle, so you buy all three of them. But they are probably the one of the best things that's going to come out of this event. They are three characters who are quite familiar. They're quite big characters. They are quite major characters. So I'm glad that they are giving us them. So there's some characters to look forward to at least. Moving on. So now we got a bunch of decorations, a bunch of buildings. So here we go. I'm just gonna go through them briefly. I don't want to go too much. So of course here we've got the Globex balloon. We've got these like plants. We've got the sign. We've got the manhole thing. We've got the big castle here, the secret agent castle. We've got the Globex stuff, which is cool, which I'll show you in a bit. What you can do with it. We have the coffee bar, and some other stuff there. The EPA truck, and you guys can see. A good thing about this this Globex compound is you can actually expand the wings, so you can actually make more wings, just like the Great Wall of China gave us. Which I really like that idea. I really like about having a building that you can actually make more little things, because then it doesn't it doesn't limit you to actually having to buy like these wings, this event and then this event only. You can actually just make them whenever the heck you want. When you're making your town later on in the year, you can just make some more. Which I think is a really cool feature. And moving on, some more stuff there. As you can see, the laser with Agent Bont's on. There's that bar thing as well. And then moving even more along, there's the dense bar. There's some tables there. Another one of those kind of secret agents-y things. Just some kind of weird building. I mean, these are buildings I'm not very familiar with, most of them as well. And I think that's probably my one criticism. So let's take it around full circle. Let's go back to the title screen. Here we go. I really like the title screen. I gotta say, the title screen straight off the bat is so cool. That got me hyped so much when I saw it. So what do I think overall? What do I think? I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, and it's not amazing. But no, actually, what I'm saying is not terrible. I think it's brilliant. I always do this. I always just presume it's not terrible. That's just my go-to phrase. No, I think it is brilliant. I think this is another really, really solid event. From what I can tell so far, I think it is pretty good. I think I am going to enjoy this one quite a lot. The only criticism, probably the major criticism I have for it, apart from a few minor criticisms, the major criticism I have for it is we don't know half of these characters. Russ Cargill, good character, one they needed to add. The nerds, really good characters they needed to add. Apart from that, no one else is that major, to be honest to me. I mean, maybe the communist kid, I do remember the episode he's from. He's kind of cool as well. I mean, you say him. So, I mean, you got the three nerds, you got Rust, you got the communist. That's I would say 5 decent characters. The rest are kind of blinking you miss it characters, if you want. I like that phrase. I'm using that phrase now. I stole that from Apperson, I think. They are blink and you miss it characters, so to speak. And I think the costumes are blink and you miss it ones as well. The costumes aren't very good either. The two skins, I thought they were going to give up on costumes, to be honest with you. Apparently not. I don't know what is going to be Easter related. Maybe some of the characters in there might be Easter related. I don't really know. I don't know what they're going to be giving us to Easter, because Easter's just sort of latched onto this. What they're going to actually give us to? I will review Easter separately though, obviously, because Easter is definitely not the same event as this. There is no way they can tie in Easter to this. That's what I mean. They just sort of the wiki lists them as the same event. I don't really see them as the same event. I didn't even see the Hellfish Bonza one as the same event. So yeah, I mean, overall though, I think it is cool. I mean, my other criticisms only really lie stuff like, I don't actually know though. I can't really think of any other criticism I have for it. I do think it's really cool. I think so far it's really good. I think the character thing is a big one, and I would say actually maybe the buildings. The buildings don't look too amazing so far. They're kind of like they are kind of like backgroundy buildings, and I have a suspicion that half of these buildings are just made for the game and they're not actually from episodes, because I have not recognized a lot of these buildings. So maybe some of them are. Another one thing off the top of my head that I can think of that might be a problem is the whole movie situation, because of course, I don't know, and I presume they're not. There's a few characters that I would have wanted them to add into the movie. Now, this is the thing. They're tying this into like the Oscar flu. If you read the app description, they're actually tying it into the Oscar flu. Wouldn't it have been brilliant if they gave us Colin in the St. Patrick's Day? Because, of course, he's an Irish kid. They gave us Colin in St. Patrick's Day as like a donut character, and then they tied it in with this event. That would have been so dope and so solid. But for some reason, they decided not to do that. That would have been great. Off the top, yeah, that would have been brilliant if they did that and they tied it in. Why did they do that? I don't know. No, but that would have been a really good idea, because they're giving us Ross. They might as well give us Colin. They're doing the whole EPA stuff. I don't know if they're going to do the dome. That's another thing I'm concerned about. I would have thought if they're going to do like a movie event, they'd do the dome. I guess not. Of course, there's still like the medicine woman, and then there's that messed up creature that gets given to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then there's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So there's a lot of characters that they could still add, I guess, to this game. from the movie. So they could do maybe like a mini event for the movie, but really I feel like they've given us a lot of the movie stuff, and it feels like, I mean, I don't think they should ever do a movie event from all the stuff they've given us so far from the movie, but yeah, I just feel like they could have done a bit more with the movie from what I can tell so far. But who knows? Maybe we are getting a dome later on. I don't know. Maybe we are. If we do, that would be amazing, and that would really make the solid event. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at this event so far, it's actually competing with Destination Springfield. I don't know. I've got to probably look over it and wait to see what's to come and actually evaluate it fully and actually see all the content that we're going to get. And I want to see some of that content. But I mean, I think it might possibly be a contender for Destination Springfield. So far, the two major events we've got this year have been, I'm going to be honest, so far both of them have been brilliant. The only problem I've had with this year as a whole is the annual events have been crappy as hell. Valentine's Day was crappy, and St. Patrick's Day was absolute garbage. So, I mean, let's hope 4th of July is good. But so far, this year's been pretty decent. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me your thoughts on the event. Please do definitely go play it. Yes, but tell me your thoughts on all the characters and stuff. I think it's brilliant. Really cool event, and I'm really happy with this one. This is a kind of cool event that we're probably going to have for the next 30-odd days. But it's going to be good. I think it will be good. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.